is working feverishly, and will ensure that they keep you abreast with what is happening. And we await our guests who should be there any moment from now. Just want to remind you again of the District Disaster Preparedness Relay that is being conducted, or that will be conducted by the Office of Disaster Management. It is a fun teamwork emergency readiness, saying be prepared, be safe, be ready. And as I stated earlier, it is an interactive program that will keep you informed as to what is happening. And the relay stations and instructions, some of them we have the hazard identification course. We also have the other areas that we will be looking at: early warning systems, challenges, your go bag, speed pack, pandemic preparedness to an infection control, evacuation route run, shelter management risk, first aid and triage, and of course we have the fire safety and extinguisher drill, and finally radio communication test. You are listening to Disaster and You on the nation station DBS Radio. We will be right back after this.
I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. For when disaster strikes, yeah, for when disaster strikes, oh, yeah. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. For when disaster strikes, yeah, for when disaster strikes, oh, yeah. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. For when disaster strikes, yeah, for when disaster strikes, oh, yeah. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. I begin you live a prepared Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. For when disaster strikes, yeah, for when disaster strikes, oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. We are back, and as I said, we are waiting on the Deputy Chief, who should have been there already with us. We're still waiting on him. Mr. Deputy Chief, please, we're still waiting on you. And of course, as I said, the Office of Disaster Management will be hosting a District Disaster Preparedness Relay. And the field map, I will give you an idea of the field map. It goes like this: Station 1, hazard identification, and some of the things that it will involve is hazard props, cones and signage, mock house setup. And Station 2 will be EWS challenge, color code cards, siren, and response boards. Station 3 will involve go bag, speed pack, correct and incorrect items. And Station 4 will have the evacuation route run, the route map, cones and tape, and the block path signs. And we have also the various stations. And as I said earlier on, the District Disaster Preparedness Relay, the reason for it is a disaster preparedness relay, which will be an interactive community event designed to strengthen preparedness skills through fun, team-based activities. Each relay station presents a critical aspect of disaster readiness, from early warnings to evacuation, public health emergencies, first aid, fire, safety, and communication. The event promotes teamwork, awareness, and swift decision-making, qualities essential during real emergencies. And of course, the event, the opening ceremony, will be held very soon. We'll give you details of that. The relay structure, teams will be between 4 to 6 participants. We have 9 stations representing key disaster preparedness skills. The points based on speed, accuracy, teamwork, and safety. And the winning team will be the highest combined score. And so that will take place very soon. And as I said, as we go forward, we will continue to give you more details as it happens. And of course, as I said earlier on, we also have information as it relates to the situation in the Pichelin community. And like I said earlier on, mitigating measures are on the way following the Pichelin landslide. And yesterday, there was a team comprising of the chief of police. We also had engineers, geologists. We had persons from the Office of Disaster Management, the parliamentary representative, the Minister of National Security. We also had the chairperson of the village council, who was also in attendance. And if you're just joining us, we just want to let you know that the immediate mitigation measures are now underway in Pichelin following the landslide over the weekend, as authorities work to stabilize the site and manage potential risk. Project manager for the Lubia to Grand Fort Road project, Joseph Flosak, stated that the measures are focused on reducing water buildup in the affected area and controlling sediment movement. He also said assessment conducted by engineers, consultants, and relevant government agencies have confirmed that there is no imminent danger, and I repeat, no imminent danger to residents of Pichelin at this time. He further added that the Office of Disaster Management and other relevant agencies are closely monitoring to ensure stability throughout the process. Also speaking at that function yesterday was chairperson of the Pichelin Village Council, Shaila Shillingford Thomas, who said that they are working closely with government officials to keep residents informed and prepared. An action plan, she said, has been developed should conditions change, and welcomed the prompt technical assessments and ongoing communication. The parliamentary representative for the area, Julian Defoe, commented that the coordinated response by the state agencies and urged residents to continue observing safety advisories while mitigation work continues. And the Minister of National Security, Mr. Blackmore, reiterated that public safety remains paramount, stressing that government will continue to take all necessary measures to protect lives and property. So as I said, government and government agencies are in full control of the situation, and we are asking people from that community to continue to monitor the situation as government officials give them the necessary information. Also, we just want to reiterate the fact that some persons are going in the area to take photos. We just want to remind you that this is not acceptable. You ought not to find yourself in this area. This is a working zone, and of course, things are happening, and the police will have a zero tolerance as it relates to persons going in that area to take photos. So if you are not a designated personnel for that area, please immediately cease and desist from going in that area to do anything at all. You ought not to go there to take any photos or anything whatsoever. And like I said again, the police will definitely take swift action if they find anyone going in that area and basically trespassing and because this ought not to be done. So again, we are on the program Disasters and You on DBS Radio, yet another program on Disasters and You, as we await the Deputy Chief of Police, who will be speaking with us on matters relating to Carnival. Remember, we are getting deeper and deeper into the Carnival season, where, of course, the police will give you, we expect the route for the Carnival activities that will be taking place, and also the do's and the don'ts, which we expect you to know, things that you ought not to do during the Carnival season. Of course, the issue of knives and cutlasses and all those things. You know, sometimes we have persons going in the bands and having those types of weapons. Remember, again, this is a no-no. And, of course, as soon as the Carnival order is issued, the police, again, will speak much more on that. And it's very, very important that you know those things, because it is something that we aim to ensure to ensure that you know those things. We will be right back after this. When we come back, of course, we will have our guest in studio with us.
I begin you live a free pure Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. I begin you live a free pure Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. For when disaster strikes, yeah, for when disaster strikes, oh, yeah. I begin you live a free pure Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. I begin you live a free pure Dominican lifestyle for man, woman and child. For when disaster strikes, yeah, for when disaster strikes, oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. We are back on our program in studio, and once again, we want to say good morning to our Deputy Chief of Police. Of course, he was late. I want to apologize on his behalf. He had other pressing matters. You know, the police is very, very busy, and so he had other pressing matters to deal with, so he was delayed slightly. Once again, I also want to say for the first time publicly congratulations to Deputy. Congratulations on your appointment, and welcome to the studios of DBS Radio, and of course to Disasters and You.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be there.
Can you get a little closer? Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be there to share the information, the preparation that we have as it relates to Carnival and the fringe events. In other words, the whole Carnival season, how police is, how we are prepared to police it, and we have been policing it. So really and truly, I'm here. I'm pleased to disseminate this information as it relates to the public.
And I know, of course, you already had a meeting this morning, so you have a very, very tight and packed schedule. Deputy, Carnival is around the corner, a lot of work for the police. How are you all preparing for this for the activities leading up to Carnival 2026?
Indeed, the police is preparing, or has been preparing for the Carnival season. We are mandated to police the Carnival and the activities and events that are within the Carnival season. The fringe events, Carnival Monday and Tuesday, Calypso Final, etc., etc. So we are mandated to police it, and we are making preparation to police the events and Carnival on a whole.
Do you have perchance the time as it relates to Carnival?
Well, generally, the time is stipulated on SNRO, that is Statutory Rules and Regulation made by the Minister.
Yes.
It would stipulate the time, but we have not have that yet. But we expect the usual time. But when that is done, when we get the time as per the SRNO, we will obviously publicize it and let the public know the beginning and the ending time of the carnival, Monday and Tuesday. Really and truly, it's for the entire island in terms of the beginning and ending time for carnival, Monday and Tuesday.
Yes. Also, our carnival route, does it remain the same?
Yes, the carnival route remains the same. And as you speak of the carnival route, it remains the same. Independence Street from Kennedy Avenue to King George V Street, and King George V Street from Independence Street to Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard. Northward Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard from National Bank of Dominica to Issa Trading Limited. Then you go to Kennedy Avenue from Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard to Independence Street. The routes remain the same. We expect the route to remain the same, I should say.
Yeah, okay, so the routes remain the same. Deputy, we know during carnival activities, the job of the police, the task of the police, what do you want to say to the general public as we get closer? Because you know you have lots of activities for example, on this Saturday coming, you have the opening of carnival in another community, and then the following week you have Maho. Last week was Grand Bay, so the police is mandated to monitor the situation and police the situation. What would you want to say to the general public who are taking part in those carnival activities?
First, I want to compliment the public for their good behavior, outstanding behavior, as it relates to the carnival activities, the fringe events, the opening of carnival in different communities and in Roseau. The public has behaved very well, and we have had incident-free opening and fringe events, really carnival. So I want to thank the public and for that kind of behavior. It was incident-free, and we want to urge the public to continue to behave in that manner where our carnival season remain incident-free. As it relates to the fringe events, we have Maho opening to be held on the 7th of February 2026. We have St. Joseph on the 31st.
That is this week coming.
That's Saturday 31st. We have Marigot. We have had Grand Bay, Portsmouth, and Roseau, which was a national event, which went well. So all these events have gone pretty well. So all is well that ends well, but we just want to urge the public to continue behaving that way with incident-free events, fringe events opening. And those that are expected to come, like St. Joseph, which is this weekend, then we have La Plaine, we have Maho. These are opening village carnival that are expected to come, and we expect the public to cooperate with us and to behave accordingly in a lawful manner. And they have been incident free, and we appreciate that, and we want to applaud the public for that.
Okay, the do's and the don'ts. I know you gave the carnival routes, and there are times, despite the police issuing the carnival routes, I know there are times we have drivers finding themselves to the detriment of themselves and also of the general public, finding themselves on the carnival routes. What would you want to say to drivers or persons driving motor vehicle and bicycles and mobilettes and motorbikes, etc.? What would you want to say to them?
Well, let me begin by answering that this way. The carnival route, particularly in Roseau, is stipulated by the SRNO, which is made by the minister. And it is definitely an offense to find yourself in the carnival route cycling or riding or motoring in terms of motor vehicles on the carnival route. That's an offense. It will not be tolerated. So therefore, you ought not to be on the route designated by the minister with reference to SRNO, and you will be dealt with and according to law if you violate or infringe on the route, the carnival route.
Yeah, because so often that revelers are there, and then you find a vehicle is coming, and then you ask yourself, well, really, what is going on? And despite I know that those things are always published,
Yes, Carlisle, we having published the route, we expect people to govern themselves accordingly. How can you find yourself on a vehicle driving the route of the carnival? It is a danger to revelers, it is a danger to yourself too. And fundamentally, that will not be tolerated, I should say.
Yes, and also another situation, and like you said, to God be the glory. So far, we have had no incidents. Yet still, you still want to further emphasize that there are certain things that are just unacceptable in the carnival bans and etc. So maybe you may want to expound on that, because there are times that is when people use the opportunity to rival groups or gangs to probably square off with each other. What would you want to say to anybody just with the remote intention of thinking that they may want to go down that way?
Well, the police will have a zero tolerance for anybody who violate the order. That is the carnival order, simply called the carnival order, which is the SRNO made by the minister. We expect it to be the same as last year, and with maybe a little tweak, but generally the offences as per the order remains the same. Like no fireworks, no weapon will be permitted. You will not be permitted to have weapon, no fireworks, no disorderly conduct, this kind of offences. The police will have a zero tolerance to this kind of offences. No criminal activity will be tolerated during the carnival, and people who violated the carnival order will be swiftly arrested and taken before a magistrate court subsequently to be dealt with according to law.
I know normally the police would say, we will put you away and you will not enjoy the carnival activities. So you'll be put away until after carnival activities where you will be taken before the court. And you're asking persons, if you want to enjoy carnival, do it in a peaceful and orderly manner.
That is correct, because any violation of the order, you will be dealt with swiftly and be dealt with according to law. So I am encouraging people to enjoy yourself, be merry, but be mindful that there are certain things that you cannot do as it relates to carnival. Not because it is carnival, you have a free will to do what you want, how you want it. No, there are rules, and violation of the regulation it will be very likely an offense, and you will be dealt with.
Also, as it relates to that, I know during the World Creole Music Festival, where the police held several press conferences and reminded persons that if you are the holder of a licensed firearm, because most times people use this opportunity, because they are the holder of a licensed firearm, they will leave their home and with their firearm and say go to the Calypso finals or to the sunrise, that sort of thing. What do you want to say to persons who are holders of licensed firearm?
Yes. People who are holders of licensed firearm, we are encouraging you to secure your firearm. Secure your firearm. You will not be permitted to bring it to these events, the fringe events like Calypso Final, etc., etc. Secure your firearm. Do not leave it in an unsecure way, but secure it, because it's a firearm. You have to deal with it very seriously. But we will not permit anybody, even if you are a license holder, to enter any of the event with a firearm. The firearm should be secured and properly secured. Let me just emphasize, properly secured. It's not a thing to play with. It's something that you are not permitted to enter the fringe events like the Carlisle final, but you are to secure it properly.
You have your work cut out for you, Chief. How, in terms of, I mean, I'm not sure of your capacity. Do you have the full capacity to deal with all of that events?
Yes, the police is ready, and as per usual, this is not new to us. We will be ready, and we are making preparation to police the carnival, and we are mandated to do that. In addition to that, we'll have our own press conference that relates to our preparation and our plans and our strategies for the policing of the carnival. That will come subsequently. But as per the carnival, like on the fringe events, I can give you the public a few tips that they very likely would want to abide by for safety and for good reason. Stay aware of your surroundings, especially in crowded areas, and that is particularly for good reason. If you stay away from crowded area, especially in the night, you will not be a target. So stay away from crowded areas, especially at night. So I'm saying be aware of your surrounding.
Yes,
in essence,
yes.
be aware of your surrounding, especially in crowded areas. For clarification, keep valuables secure and consider using other means for securing your money if you have to carry your money. In other words, wallet, something like a wallet is not advisable you carry it because it can be a target for pickpocketers. So rather, I would suggest that you keep your money in your pocket, and very likely in your front pocket, rather than carrying stuff like wallets, your laptops, your computer, your tablets, your credit cards. Keep these things. These things are not really needed, especially the credit cards and so. Keep them. If you were to carry them in your front pocket. For the season, leave your wallet and your purse home. Carry your probably money you probably need. You very likely need money and probably not credit card or so. But if you wish to bring your credit card and your money, carry it in your front pocket. Don't try to put it might be a target for you if you have wallets or purse, and particularly if you keep them in your back pocket. Keep your monies in your front pocket. So it discourages pickpocketers. Another tips I would say: avoid walking alone in isolated areas, especially at night. So, well, obviously, if you are walking in isolated areas, and especially at night, you are probably would make yourself a target. So I'm encouraging you to avoid being in isolated areas, particularly at nights, so you don't become a target. And importantly, follow instructions from event staff. The fringe events that we have staff that are involved in the production and so, but the police is there as well. So you must follow instruction from the event staff and the police. So that will help us to police the activities better. So follow these instructions. And so to keep your phones charged. Always keep your phone charged, because you may have to make some emergency call. And if your phone is not charged, you may not be able to do it. So I'm advising you to keep your phone charged. You may have to call somebody to pick you up, to carry you home safely, and you do not want to call any and everybody to carry you home. This because that may be a danger for you. You may put yourself in issue with reference to people who are criminally minded. But you may keep your phone charged so you can call the designated person, if you so wish, to carry you home safely after you would have ended your activity at the event, or if you decide to go before the event. So it's important to keep your phone charged. A simple tip, but it can be very important in certain circumstances.
Yeah, you could continue.
Yes, but for the carnival, I can go further and give you some tips for the carnival, really. Be cautious of petty theft and pickpocketing in crowded areas.
Oh,
obviously.
That's very important.
Be cautious of petty theft and pickpocketing in crowded areas. I repeat that for emphasis. Avoid displaying valuables in public. And obviously, if you display your valuables, your like your gold chain, your monies and so, you are making yourself a target. So avoid that for your own sake and for your sake of your property. Do not expose your valuables in the public. That I don't think that would be a wise thing to do, especially when you're in an environment where you expect many people to be in attendance and reveling. So do not make yourself a target by exposing your valuable, or in common language, by being boaster. Don't do that. It's not a time to be boaster about your valuables. No, it's not a time to show off your valuables. And if you are to use method of transportation like taxi, make sure you have a reliable taxi, a reliable connection with a taxi owner. So because people may be criminally minded, and when you think that you have somebody that you can depend on to carry you to and from home, if you decide to go through taxi, you may find yourself in issue or in problem, because people may be criminally minded and people may be thinking other than keeping you safe. They may want to rob you, they will want to steal you, they want to deceive you. So I am saying, make sure if you decide to travel by taxi to and through the events or the carnival, make sure you have a reliable taxi person. If you decide to travel to and fro, as I said, via taxi.
Yes. One second. I probably think we have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Disaster New. Oh, we lost that caller. So if you want to interact with us, you can always do that. Yes, go ahead, Deputy.
To continue on tips, be mindful of your belongings. Obviously, you cannot have your belongings, your money, your credit card, your other stuff, your valuables, and you are not mindful of them. If you are not mindful of them, they might be property that criminals may steal from you. So you must be mindful of them to secure them, especially when you're in an open area where many people are there. Because if a pickpocketer pass and in a crowded environment, you may not know who. So be mindful of it's gone. You might just find out that it's gone when it is already stolen by the pickpocketer. So be mindful of your belongings, and that is obvious. If you're mindful of it, you will take measure to secure it. And I'm going to say something that most people think it is permissible, especially in Carnival. The wearing of camouflage military uniform is prohibited by law. Under the Military Uniform Act, it is prohibited, so you are not allowed to wear camouflage or military uniform during the Carnival. So that is prohibited. It is illegal, so to speak.
Can you re-emphasize on that? Because a lot of people around that time, you see them wearing military apparels, and everybody thinks, well, it's Carnival, I can wear that.
That is correct. Some people have that mindset that they can wear it because it's Carnival. It's a free will to wear it, but it is still not permitted. It is prohibited. As a matter of fact, the only item that is permitted by law in terms of is the shoe. If you wear in the cap, it is an offense. If you are in the pant, it is an offense. If you are in the jacket, it is an offense. If you are in the t-shirt and it is of camouflage making or military wear, it is an offense. So I am saying, do not wear it at Carnival time thinking it is permissible. It is not permissible. It is prohibited by law. So you avoid wearing it.
And that is for obvious reason, because someone may see you with that and they may think that you are a police officer.
Very well, and take advantage of you. It is for your own safety. Don't think it is a thing that is, it is draconian, or we in the modern time we should be a little more easygoing in terms of the wearing of camouflage or military wear. It is for your own safety. You know, people are criminally minded, and they use a lot of means to commit crimes, and they may use that very military apparel or clothing to make you get the impression that it is police officers, but not a police officer. It may be a thief,
a criminal.
It may be a criminal.
Yes.
So it's not, look at it broadly when we say it is prohibited for your own safety during the season.
Also, I wanted to probably touch on, just as you continue your tips, people sometimes get intoxicated, especially women. We have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Disaster New.
Yes, good morning to you, Carlisle, and good morning to Deputy.
Morning.
I just want to say, I just listened to Deputy have just touched on that. One of the things is, some people now, they encourage them people, they would say, oh, police pass a patient who said he had no, say, mass. But that can pretend that they are a police officer and hold you and bring you anywhere, rob you, and think it's police that have you, and you will humble yourself. So those things, they just don't have to wear that at all during that time.
That is correct, caller.
Yes.
And
yes.
I appreciate that you understand the reason why we are saying it should not be worn.
Right.
Thank you very much for the support.
Yeah, and Chief, all you have to, I know all you have a lot of work on all yourself. Just be careful and take it easy. The police will continue to do their work, because I know they have all you have a job to do. And I want to congratulate you I want to congratulate each and every one in the police force, and all you are doing well. I must say that.
Thank you very much, caller. I appreciate that. And as you said, we are mandated to do the job that we are paid to do. Thank you.
Another thing, Deputy, some people find themselves drinking excessively, not knowing eventually where they're surrounding. But we have an next call on the line. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Disaster New.
Yeah, thank you. In respect of the camouflage that the deputy spoke about during Carnival, I think, to my recollection, is not only during the Carnival season, but it should not be wear or used by the public at all. So I want him to address that. I think I recall that in the past that it was an offense to wear camouflage or any kind of military style uniforms. Generally, not only specifically for Carnival.
Yes, caller. Thank you for seeking the clarification. Under the Military Uniform Act, it is an offense to wear military uniform, and as I said, the only thing of it which is permitted, the only part of it is the shoe, the cap, the clothing, the shirt, the jacket, the pants. All these are illegal generally, but for Carnival, it is also not permitted. That's my point.
Okay, so caller, you would have gotten that. So like the deputy said, generally you are very right. It is not permitted. It is not permitted. It is an offense. But there's further emphasis that is being placed on it during the Carnival season. So deputy, again, I was asking you, some people, they find themselves drinking, getting intoxicated, and behave in a disorderly manner, not even knowing where they are. Sometimes even women, and they fall prey to victims. How do you address that as you continue with your tips?
Well, I just wanted to make a further clarification as it relates to the military uniform. The SRNO, which is expected to be made, will also not only say it's prohibited to wear the military uniform, but any resemblance of it is also prohibited. So wearing it and any resemblance, something that resembles such dress, would be prohibited as well. So not only it is, but resemblance of it, something that looks like it. It appears, if you see it, it appears to be military. It is also prohibited. So in terms of the SRNO will spell it out when it eventually comes. But yes. I anticipate it will also be included in the SRNO to come.
Yes.
But in the issue of drunkenness, well, drunkenness too is not accepted. It is really an offense, to be drunk during the carnival activity. Okay. In terms of the route. If you are in the route, it is an offense, especially if you are in a state of drunkenness and you do not know where you are because you are so drunk. It is an offense. It's something that is not permitted. It is prohibited.
But the police during that time will generally be more tolerant because they want to ensure that, look, it's carnival, so maybe it was a time you decide to free up yourself and you would have gone over and beyond once you are not misbehaving.
Yes, well, drunkenness usually causes you to misbehave, especially in a carnival environment. So we are encouraging people, drink, but don't get drunk.
Drink in moderation.
Drink in moderation. And as you talk about drinking, it brings me to something. Carnival is a time where people are driving and people are moving all about. They want to go to the fringe events. They want to go to carnival. And they use driving as a method to transport them to and fro. We are encouraging people, do not drink and drive. Drink and driving is actually an offense. And it is a thing for your own safety and for public safety. Because you don't only look at you as the driver being drunk. When you are drunk, drunk and driving, your decision, what you think you will be able to do in a more measured way, you will not be able to do it because you are drunk. You do not even aware of your environment, so you become a public hazard with the vehicle driving in a drunken state. So we are saying zero tolerance on drinking and driving. Drinking and driving, we'll take that very seriously. I am emphasizing this year we will take measures to prevent drinking and driving, and people who commit these offenses, we We are telling them we are discouraging them, and we will take action as it relates to people who are drinking and driving. That is not tolerated. Not because it is carnival and we are in a festive atmosphere you can drink and drive. It is dangerous.
There's also an issue that marijuana, for example, you have people who use the opportunity to have marijuana, especially in the carnival ban, smoking people left, right, and center. What are the rules governing that?
Well, Carlisle, the law permits anyone to have 28 grams in their possession.
Correct.
But what is wrong or illegal about marijuana is the smoking it in public space. Smoking it in public space is an offense. You can have your 28 grams as regulated or as stipulated by law, but smoking or using it in public space, that is where the offense coming. So if you're in a public space and you are smoking it, it is an offense and you can be arrested and charged for that. So not because it is you're permitted to have 28 grams, you can smoke it or use it in public. The point is, if you are using cannabis, the 28 grams, use it within your private domain, not in public space. So it is an offense to use or smoke marijuana or cannabis in public space.
So you're letting people...
But like you're in a park, you're on the street, you're in a motor vehicle which is in the public. All these are public space. You ought not to smoke cannabis in the public.
We have a next call on the line. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Disaster News.
Yes, I'm happy that the Deputy Police Commissioner given information about the smoking in the public. In fact, I think it is now discriminated. I mean, the police have a discretion that they can use.
Yes.
But you go around in the public anywhere in Dominica and you see the use of cannabis by both young, middle-aged adults, in the public. And I have not the very first time that I really heard the police, speaking of it, So I think that the police must beef up their public relation in respect to the use of cannabis in the public. Because, I know what that does, to young people who are not yet involved in smoking. The indiscriminate smoking, I call it that way, the indiscriminate smoking in the public is really something that the police should address. Because I have seen the police, in public space where people are smoking and simply just walk by without even a caution. So I think that the police must, in their PR, must be a little more aggressive, in addressing that issue. Now, secondly, the use of alcohol by minors during carnival and fringe events is something I think that the police must address. The police have to be more proactive in dealing with the issue of cannabis use among underage children, and also the use of alcohol. So this is something that, the wider society have to address that as well. And parents themselves, because cannabis is something that if you smoke it, it leaves that stench on you. And don't tell me that a parent cannot detect, that their young son or their young daughter is not smoking when they are, in fact. So this is something that not only leave it to the police, but the parents and the wider society or community must address that. There must be that relationship, that brotherhood, where we can talk to a neighbor and talk to even someone you don't know who's is drinking, on the age of smoking on the age. So I think that the police and the public, all of us must play our role in safeguarding our young people in our society.
Thank you very much, caller.
Just to add what the caller. First of all, the caller, I want to thank you for your contribution. I think you are right, we should increase our vamp our PR in terms of education, in terms of the use of cannabis or smoking of cannabis in public space. We need to vamp our PR on that. That is correct. But smoking and drinking of alcohol by minor underage is prohibited. You cannot have a minor, and you ought not to sell to. It goes to the seller of this alcohol. It is not permitted to sell alcohol to a minor, an underage person. So really and truly, it is not permitted to do that. So I don't know why people would want to sell alcohol to a minor. And the cannabis thing in terms of the permissible 28 grams is not for a minor, it's for adults. A minor should not have cannabis in his or her possession. It's really for adults. It doesn't make it permissible or accepted that a minor would have cannabis in his or her possession. It's more targeted at adults. So adults are permitted to have the 28 grams.
Also quickly, because we're running out of time. Time runs so quickly. An hour is almost upon us. As it relates to the bottle drinks, I know generally that is controlled by the police. My question is, would the police be monitoring the various bars, because of course they would need licenses to sell alcohol, and to ensure that they do not sell bottled drinks like the beers to persons of the public?
Obviously, Carlisle, this issue is not prohibited during the carnival. In terms of the carnival route, you're not supposed to sell or have bottled drinks in your possession during the carnival, especially the carnival route. And we are encouraging sellers, have your drinks, your alcohol be sold in plastic containers or some, not breakable bottles, because it is an offense to have a breakable. It will be, because the SRNO has not been published. We anticipating, I should say.
That is a general, yes.
We anticipating the SRNO will capture that it is prohibited to have bottled or bottled drink in the carnival route. So really and truly, it is not. I anticipate it will not be permitted. So be mindful that it will be prohibited to have bottled drinks or bottles in the carnival route.
We have 3 minutes left. Deputy, in about 2 minutes, tell the general public what you expect of them as we get deeper into the carnival activities, their behavior, the do's, the don'ts, the police, and the role of the police, and the police ensuring that they are mandated by law to uphold law and order in the country.
Finally, Carlisle, I must end on a positive note. I want to encourage the public to continue to behave as they did thus far, because all the fringe events, the opening of the carnival, some of the village carnival opening and the Roseau carnival opening was incident free. So we want to encourage the public to continue to behave that way, because all is well that ends well. And but if the would-be offenders, if you think there is carnival is a time where you can be active in terms of criminal activity, we are saying no, and we'll have a zero tolerance towards criminal activity during the carnival season. Not only Carnival Monday and Tuesday, but the fringe events. And if you haven't noticed that the fringe events are very well policed, the presence of the police are there in numbers, and we will not relent on that. We will maintain the presence of the police to deter criminal activity and to make sure that people enjoy the carnival in a free, enjoyable atmosphere and with no fear of crime or threat of crime. And I reiterating and I am emphasizing that we will have a zero tolerance to criminal activity during the carnival season. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief of Police, Mr. Jeffrey James. And that's how we get on a wrap on disaster and you for yet another day, or another Tuesday, that is, on DBS Radio. Next week, Tuesday, we won't be in with a program because of course, other pending activities. But we will be in the following week, God's willing. Remember, again, the Office of Disaster Management will be hosting a district disaster preparedness relay. And of course, also remember that activities in the Pichile area, it is not open, the area is not open to the general public to find themselves there going to take photos. There will be a zero, and I repeat, a zero tolerance. No one should find themselves going there. And of course, also the road in that area is also closed. So you cannot find yourself there. You ought not to find yourself there. So please take a note of that. And we want to again thank the people of the Pishley area, the Pishley Village Council, and all those who have been in the area and assisting in whatever way, shape, or form. On behalf, of course, the Deputy Chief of Police, the rank and file of the police, we want to wish them all the best as they continue to police carnival activities in Dominica. And of course, to all our carnival revelers, we're encouraging you to stay safe, be safe, and give the police your full cooperation. My name is Carlisle JnoBaptiste, Communications Officer at the Office of Disaster Management, saying stay safe and goodbye.
Dominica lifestyle for man, woman, and child.